Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, also known as Cybersmith1 on this channel. Today we are going to be talking about Java and some different lines of code. This video will help if you're new to Java and maybe are very intimidated by it. I admit it's definitely intimidating at first. I'm in my first course of Java programming myself, and I've made this program after about 2 to 3 weeks. Just when I wanted to test my knowledge, see if I could do it. But yes, it can be pretty intimidating at first. It's a high-level programming language, which means it's closer to human language than computer language, which is a bunch of zeros and ones and stuff that's just a bunch of gibberish to us. But I'm going to be going over some basic things about Java, like arithmetic operators, relation operators, and logical operators, as well as this program I've written here, which, you can do a bunch of different things with, which is pretty neat. So, let's get started. Alright, guys. So here I have a program I wrote in Eclipse. This is a program you can use to write Java in. To get started with your program, guys, I'm not going to go over it in detail, but you just click New, Java project, and then you name it and all that. And then once you do that, you create a class in the package. You click New, and then Class, and then you name your class. But I'm just going to be going over the code today. So in this program, what do I do? So many Java programs, you have a problem, and you try to solve. So for this one, I try to find the area of a triangle. Very simple. This program, for instance, could also do the area of a square, rectangle, bunch of any simple equation problem this can do. Like, you could change all that is right here. This is where I've done base divided by 2 times height, so, which is the formula for the area of a triangle. But let's get started. So you want to first import what you're going to need to have a user input data, right? Because they're going to have to input for the program what the base and the height of their triangle is. So for that, we're going to need Scanner. And you'll get used to this. If more programs you do, you're going to need Scanner quite a lot as long as someone's inputting information into the console, which is where I display my program. So we import, which means we need it. We get it from Java, java.util.Scanner. And remember, guys, Java is case sensitive, so let's see. What if I misspell something here? Uh-oh, what's wrong, guys? Yep, Java will complain. And this is what, when I think about what people mean when they say Java is case sensitive, I just think, oh, well, that means it will complain a lot to you. So if it complains, you can also, I like this because you can look at the suggestions about what's wrong. Let's see, what does it say? It says it can't be resolved. Does it have any explanation why? Yeah, it has quick fixes, but maybe not the simple fix that we need, which is just to capitalize this letter. So, and it has to end with a semicolon as well. If you don't end it with a semicolon, it's completely wrong because it doesn't end. It's expected. You see, it tells me what's wrong. It needs the semicolon. So, all right, guys. So public class, area of the triangle. I told you guys you have to make a class once you have your new project, and it has to be exactly spelled right. Public class, area of triangle. That's what I've called it. And say I misspell something, or just something is wrong, okay? Uh-oh. Java is complaining, guys. Guys, are you with me here? You see what's wrong? All right. So I just fixed that. So, and then it opens. All this right here, guys, well, actually not the scanner, but this was created for me when I made this program. I wanted the string args in there. So, okay, so you open up a circular bracket here with the curls, and we start. public static void main string args. What are you? Look, guys, I'm not an expert at Java or anything, but I just take this line as, what are you gonna argue to the system? What is this all about here? What are we gonna do? That's basically what I take that to mean. If you know more, like, this is no expert channel on Java. I'm just like, I'm new to it, and hopefully you guys are working with me and you see what I'm seeing this to believing this to be. So basically, just here's starting our argument here, okay? And we open up again. Okay, now here's where we get into the actual program that I've done here. So we pulled scanner here. You guys see there's a match. Yep. We need someone to input something into the console information, which in this case is going to be the base and the height of the triangle. So here we say scanner keyboard. Now guys, listen, here's the thing about keyboard. I wrote kybd here, but honestly guys, I don't think it has to be called kybd. I think you can call it anything you want. Kobd, let's see, I don't know. Just say I change it to a I instead of a Y. See, I think, see down here, it's complaining now, but what if I change these to an I as well? Capital I. Maybe I need to be a lowercase I, but I don't know. But anyways. Wow, see? It doesn't really matter what I call that. See, sometimes in Java, guys, you just call something something because it makes most sense to you. Whatever your style is, guys, it's okay. So, scanner keyboard equals new scanner and then system.in. So someone's going to put something into the console. That's what I take this to mean, guys. You can take it as you want, but that's what I take this to mean. And then we end that with a semicolon. All right, guys? And by the way, guys, these spaces don't matter. You can keep everything even on one line, but organization is very important in programming. All right, and this is something you are going to see so much in Java. System.out.print or System.out.println. Sorry. Basically, the difference between print and println is just it's going to put it on its own line if it's ln, and if it's just print, it's just going to be on the same line or the line wherever your cursor is, I guess. More spaces, you know. So, anyways, here, and then you have to have the quotation marks here, guys. If you don't, Java's case sensitive, so everything is all screwed up now. The quote marks mean, to be more specific, this is going to be displayed, okay? It's going to ask, this is where we ask the user to input what they want, or just say what we're going to do. Like here, for instance, here, guys, here, I'm just saying, let's find the area of your triangle. It's very important, especially for yourself and for anyone who uses your programs, that they are user-friendly, so you want to be as explanatory as necessary, but not over the top. I just say, let's find the area of your triangle, okay? And I end it with a semicolon. Then the next one is where I get into them entering something, okay? System.out.println \n. What does this mean, guys, okay? So, you know how I said about the print and println? \n means new line. So it's going to do a space down. I'll show you guys the difference between when I put these and when I don't put these. When I run the program, but basically it's just gonna mean it's gonna do a space down, like it's gonna be a space. Like here, that's a space, you see. But before this line, it's not gonna be right under this one. Okay. And I'm decently specific in this. I say enter the base and height of your triangle when asked. Decimals allowed, because as I'm about to show you guys, you have to enter certain, you know, the data types. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, data types, which say, oh, is it an integer or is it a decimal or whatever? I'm gonna explain that to you guys, and just bear with me here. But I say decimals allowed, so obviously I gotta follow through on that. So, okay. Then we're going into the yes, enter the base and height of a triangle when asked. Okay, so those first two lines, I'm just explaining what I'm doing. Now let's go into this. Enter the base here. So this is where we actually enter. It's time to enter. Okay? Enter base here, which is the bottom of the triangle. I'm sure you guys know. And here is where we get to one of our primitive data types, guys. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 8 primitive data types, guys, and I'm going to go over them here, but for now I'm just going to explain to you what double is. Double is, it's for a float value, which means decimal, okay? So the user can enter, let's see, I'm just going to show it here because you're looking right here. I don't know, 12.33 or 12.12, okay? Now, how much can a double hold? Well, there's different ways to calculate this. For float, it can hold, the space amount is 64 bits. What is a bit, guys? A bit, 64 bits would be 8 bytes, okay? But, okay, so a bit, let's get into this, okay? A bit is the smallest unit of data in a computer. A bit has a single binary value, either 0 or 1. Computers run in a system of zeros and ones here. So that's what we're talking about. Yes. Okay? So a byte is 8 bits. That would be a byte is one of our primitive data types. Byte. Okay? And it's complaining here because byte is never asked for. Byte is, it says keyboard next double, not byte, so we have a mismatch. But I'm just telling you what a byte is. A byte is, it's 8 bits. That is for integers, okay? I'm going to go through the integer ones first before I get to the float, which is what I use in this, float or decimal values. Integers, byte is, they can enter an integer value. How big can a byte be? In terms of numbers, what is the biggest number you can put in a byte for a byte? The answer to that is, so it would be 2, I'm just going to show you guys over here. Byte, 2 to the 7th minus 1 equals 127. Bear with me, I'm just putting this down. Negative 2 to the 7th equals negative 128. Okay. All I'm telling you guys here. Okay, remember, we're not using byte in this program. I'm using double, which I'm going to explain more when I get to it. But we're starting with the integer data types, and byte is the first one. So what is the biggest number you can have for a byte? 127. And the formula for how you calculate this, the biggest number you can use for byte, is 2 to the 7th minus 1. That equals 127. And for the smallest number you can have in a byte, it's negative 2 to the 7th, which is negative 128. That's the smallest number you can use. So as you probably are getting the feel for now, is that what I'm trying to say is each of these integer types I'm about to show you, integer data types, they hold different amounts of size of numbers. So depending on your program, how many numbers, digits you want it to hold will influence what you use for the data type. Now let's do the next one I'm going to teach you guys in this lesson. Okay? Short is the next one. This is short. Okay. See, it recognizes it, okay? What now? Will Java recognize it if I do this? Watch. Uh-oh. I don't think Java recognizes it because there was a spelling error. Okay. So, short, okay, guys? Short. The largest number that can fit in a short would be, because, okay, remember the byte is 8 digits in terms of the binary. It's 8 bits. So you use one less than the number of bits. Okay, guys? So the short is 16 bits. Yeah, 16 bits, which is 2 bytes. A byte is 8. You guys, so short, the biggest number we can use is 2. We use 2 because of binary. To the 15th minus 1 equals, it's a big number, 32767. regardless of whether I'm wrong on these calculations, guys, this is the main idea. Negative 2 to the 15th is the smallest number you can use. By the way, these caret symbols cannot be used in Java. It doesn't do exponentiation, at least not in this language. Negative 3 to 768. Okay, guys? So that's the smallest number that can fit in a short. So let me explain to you in more further detail in case some of you are not with me on why we're using 15, okay? So a short is 16 bits, right? 16 bits means, let's see, what can I say to you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Kind of think of it like that. 16 bits. But for the calculation of the largest number, you use 1 less. So 2 to the 15th minus 1, and then you minus 1 equals 32767. And then for the smallest number, you do negative 2 to the 15th without the minus 1. Why we have to do that, I'm not going to go into exact, but I hope you guys get the basic idea. I'm not going to do any more calculations of largest and smallest because the numbers are going to get absolutely huge with these next primitive data types we have coming. The next one, guys, is int. Yes, int. Int is 32 bits. How do we calculate what's the largest number that we have in a bit? I believe that is going to be 2 to the 31 minus 1. And then the smallest number, that was the largest, negative 2, guys, negative 2. To the 31. Okay? All right. So we're getting there. We're getting to almost through these integer, I know that was called integer data types. Long. Long is 64 bits, which is 8 bytes. 8 bytes would be 8. Each byte is 8 bits. 64 bits. Okay? Okay? So that is those are the integer primitive data types where you input an integer. Now, guys, let's get into what I'm using for this program because I want to be specific. I want my users to be able to input decimals. So what do I use? Well, let's go with the first one first. The first one is float. Float is a decimal, obviously a float value that you can input, and they are 32 bits. Okay? And the calculation for the largest and smallest for these are really complex, so let's not even go into that. And I'm going to do the double too. Double is 64 bits. Okay? And these can input numbers like, stuff like this, okay? Okay, those are them. Those are for the decimals. And then we have Boolean. Okay, just quickly, because it's not really relevant to what this program is about. Boolean is for true and false values, and they are 1 bit. And basically, it's just we'll go over those more in the future. And char, which is where you just input something like in quotes, a letter possibly. But we're not going to go over those now, okay, guys? The most important thing we want to go over here is the primitive data types for integers and float values. And also, we're going to go into arithmetic operators, relations, operator relations, and logical operators, okay? So, guys, here we use double. Sorry, I need to change this back. I don't know why I changed that earlier. We use double, okay? And then because it matches the keyboard nextDouble, this is going to be, so now the Java will know that this is going to be the next thing that they input in the system. Okay? Enter base here. And now we're going to go to the next line, okay? So double base equals keyboard.nextDouble. So the next double that they put in is going to be the base. That's all it's saying, okay? And it's the empty parentheses here, which is because you're going to this is going to be what they input, and then the semicolon to close. Okay. At least that's my interpretation. Okay. The next line we have basically similar thing. System.out.println. Enter height here. Okay. So the next thing they enter will be the height of the triangle. Double height equals kybd.nextDouble. Okay. So the next thing I input is for System.out.println is the base and height entered are. Okay, and this is where I need to explain to you guys how spaces work and when you're inputting something into Java. So I have my quotes marks and I start the base and height entered are. Then I have let's see, I end this part. I end it. Okay? I end this quote this statement, and then I say plus, which means now state Java, I want you to now state my base value, which is the user's base value that they inputted here, and then plus, and now this kind of sucks, it's kind of inconvenient, but I have to put quotes again and then put and I can't do this, right? Because if I backspace that, there's going to be no space between this and my next thing, okay? So if you want to be organized, guys, and it looked correct, you need to have spaces. So basically, I have this stated here, then I have to start again with the quotes just to say the word and. Yes, this sucks, but you got to get used to it with Java, because the computers aren't as smart as they seem. Apparently, they can only add, so that's what I hear. Okay, plus height. Okay, stated. And I don't think where I put this really matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Let's keep it right there. Okay, double area. Now this is where I state my result, what my result's going to be. And what we're looking for here is the area, right? Equals base divided by 2 times height. All right. This is my chance to talk to you guys about the different arithmetic operators. So, there's 2 that are in this. Can you guys see what they are? Okay. Division. Division. Oh my god, I can't even outline it. This is division. I just typed it. Division. Okay? This is multiplication. Okay? On your keyboard. I don't even know what it's called, guys, but it just looks like this. It's on your keyboard. Where is it? Oh, it's by the 8. On the keyboard, you have to shift and then 8. Okay. Okay, so let's write them all out. Arithmetic operators of Java. Arithmetic operators of Java. Okay. And of course Java's complaining because it has no idea what the hell I'm doing. Okay. Multiplication. Boom. We got that, right, guys? Are you with me? Division. Okay. Plus and minus. Simple enough, right, guys? And now, here's the one that you wouldn't expect, but exists. What is this? What is this, guys? What have I done? What does this mean? You guys are probably like, what are you doing, Cybersmith? Are you trying to find a percentage of something, or what? Like, what is this? Guys, this is called mod, okay? And it means remainder. Find the remainder, okay? So, these are pretty straightforward and simple, okay? Obviously, for the division, you can't do underscore like, I have a number. Say, follow my cursor, guys. I have a number, then I divide. You can't do that. It has to be like this. This is why parentheses in Java are going to be important when you're doing your math, because they keep things in order. And, and also the order of operations, like, if any of you guys ever learned PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication. They all, it is important in Java. And all these multiplication, division, and mod, they come in the same level of importance, and then you work left to right for those. But always do everything in the parentheses first in Java when you're stating a mathematical equation, and plus and minus come secondly, unless they're in the parentheses. Okay? Mod. Let's go over this. Okay. Mod. Let's say I wanted to do 5 mod 3. Okay. So, how do I go about doing this? Well, okay, guys. 5 mod 3 equals, sorry. 5's going to go into 3 once, and the remainder is going to be 2. So 5 mod 3 is 2, okay? 3 mod 5. Now, 3 doesn't go into 5, so we're going to have a remainder 3. Okay? What if I use 0? 0 mod 5. So we have 0 divided into 5. Either it's going to come out as an error, or 0 doesn't go into 5, obviously, so we have remainder 0. One of those two. Basically like that, okay? So that's mod. It's pretty straightforward. It just asks for the remainder, okay? It asks for the remainder. These are the arithmetic operators. So that's pretty straightforward. Now let's go over the relations. A lot of times in Java you'll have a statement where you say if so-and-so is true, right? Let's just say 3 is, so obviously there's a greater than. These are relations of operations, whatever. Okay, 3 is greater than 5, which is not ever going to be true. Sorry, if 3 is less than 5, then you can. I know this is so stupid. Like 3 is obviously less than 5, guys, but Java, whatever you type in is going to be like what it sees. That's what I take it. So I could say if this is this, System.out.println success, or whatever I want to say. But that's 1. Less than, greater than, which you would never get a positive result for this because 3 is not greater than 5. Less than or equal to. Now, I know how you guys write this in mathematics, but in Java you have to literally spell it out. So it's a less than sign and then an equal sign. Got it? And then greater than or equal to. And what else? Oh, not equal. Not was an exclamation mark, like, it's not. This is what I think of when I think of the exclamation mark in Java. I think, not, no way. And you're screaming loudly, you know. Think of it that way. Not equal 5. And equals, which would be equal. And now, guys, I know here how I say equals, you know, this is just for the formula, right? I say area equals, then the formula, right? But when you're in a mathematical, in parentheses, you need the equal for Java. Like, when I think of this now, I was so confused by this at first. I'm like, why do they need to do this? Like, why do they make it so complex? But now I just think about it. Java needs to be so sure that it's equal. Like, it has to be equal. So you have to be so sure that it's equal that you have to write an extra equal. That's how I think of it, guys. Maybe just because I'm a beginner and I don't know. But, okay. Okay, those are the relations. And logical operators, guys. Okay. Logical operators. Okay. And. Okay. So you can say these in an equation if, if, I don't know, 3 is greater than 5, less than 5, and, what am I if? And, 5 is greater than 3, 5 is greater than 3. I'm just using simple equations, simple comparisons here, guys. Then you can say what to do. This will be come out as true, right, guys? This would come out as true, or it works. So and true, they're both true. And if you guys know what the truth table is, you can look it up. It's pretty simple. It's just and means if they're both true. Okay. Then there's not. No, just not on itself. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure how exactly. I'm not an expert yet, so I don't know exactly when you would put not, but that is not. I know we do not. We use not equal to, but oh, you could just say probably is 3 not 5 or 3 not. I don't know, something like that. I don't know, but a lot of Java is just experimenting and seeing what works. But and then there's or, which has it's like 2 lines. Hold on, guys. For or, it's 2 lines, and I don't really know where on the keyboard you put the 2 lines. Oh wait, I see. I think it's right here. Wait, I think that's or. Yeah, that's or, and it's where the backslash is. I think it's those ones, but yeah. But this is just to get you an introduction on, give you an introduction on logical operators, relations, and arithmetic operators. It's not too many to remember, but that's that. Now, all those things, besides the arithmetic operators, which is all we use here for this, the relations and the logical operators would be used in if statements and while statements and stuff like that, where we get a little more complex, which I will explain in future videos. But for right now, we're just doing simple, using arithmetic operators, simply, that's all we're doing, okay? Double area equals base divided by 2 times height. System.out.println. The area of the triangle you have described is... Notice here, guys, how I put a space before I put that area? Why do you think that is? I want to give you guys a second to think. Why do you think I put a space before I end the quote? Because I kind of explained it up here, but maybe you didn't get it. I need to, because unless I want this... Okay, let me explain to you what this will come out as if I do it like this. Okay. I'm just going to start from described is, okay? I'm just going to start from described is. This is how it will come out as a result of that. Look how jumbled up that is, guys. That is very jumbled up. That's because I took away that extra space. There's no space that comes because of this. The space only comes because of within the quotations. So, what I do within the quotations. Boom. Now it's more organized. And then I end. So this is something I'm still getting used to as a beginner with Java, but you have to know when to. You have to know if you haven't ended something, Java will complain like something's wrong because this needs another end after it. Yeah, to complete the class body. So, but what I believe I've done here, guys, is first I end. Where did I open? Okay, so let's see. Here I close. What's the first place I open? I open here, public class. I close the class here, right? Boom. See where my cursor is, guys? Closed. I'm moving up the side here, and I close this because I opened here. And the second one closes my args. It closes it. It closes it, so it's done. But Java will complain and complain to you if you don't close it. My God, Java will yell at you. It does not like you when you do not listen. Okay. But yeah, guys, here's the program, and we're going to go ahead and run it now. Oh, by the way, what I just did. I clicked run as Java application, but it wasn't there right now because I already have it open. Okay. Enter base here. Let's do a really tall triangle. Just the base is going to be 5. See how these are spaced out here? That's because I put next line before this one. The backslash n, it's invisible, guys, but it's right here. The backslash n. New line. Okay? Height. And the cursor's right there. I know it is, guys, but it's going to move when I type. Watch. Ready? And I'm going to calculate, okay? Now it's going to move to that next step, which is finding the area, and then I state the area. Ready, set, go. Okay, so basically the calculation it did was 5 times 10, which is 50, divided by 2. You get 25.0. And why do they come out like this, guys? I want you to tell me, I want you to think about, why do they come out like 5.0 and 10.0? You didn't need to do that. Come on, Cybersmith, why does it need to come out like that? Well, remember, guys, I put double. I didn't put int or long or short or byte, which I told you guys is integers. I put double, so the computer thinks, oh, he put these, so we need to express the answer as double, which is decimals, guys. Okay? So it expresses it as decimal. All right. Let me show you something else. We're going to do a few different runs of this program. I'm going to show you some things. Okay, guys. Bear with me here, okay? I hope you're understanding so far. This channel is about being as descriptive as possible, no matter how slow I have to go. Let's put some decimals, guys. Let's say it's, I don't know, 15.33334? I don't know. Height, 20.222213345. I don't know. Okay. Okay, guys. So here's our answer now with these inputs, these decimal inputs. They're very long, guys. They are very long. This is a lot of decimals. It's almost too many, right, guys? It's almost too many. It's a lot. Wow. Wow. Come on, Cybersmith. You got to be more simple than this. Okay, guys. So how am I going to round these down if I want to? Say I don't want this many, right, in my answer. I don't want this many. I want it right here. Just the 4 right here. Well, this can be done, guys. This can be done. And here's how. It's very simple, but it does require knowing what you have to write, obviously. But my teacher did say, my professor, he's like, 90% of programming is just solving the problem. 10% is writing the code, which you just can look up. I agree with him. Yes, you can look up the code, but you still have to know what the heck you're writing, right, guys? It's definitely important. So, anyways, where I'm about to put what I'm going to put, I don't even know if it really matters. I just need to define it somewhere. Let's define it here. I want to put a decimal format in where I round to the 4th decimal point, okay? How do I do that? I'm just going to start writing here, and then I'll explain after. Just bear with me, guys. I'm going to call it df equals new. It's stating a new thing, right? That's what I think that it defines it as decimal format. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to explain. Gosh, I hope this is typing correctly. Wait, I got it. Let's see what's going on here. What's it complaining about now? Oh! What did I do wrong, guys? What did I do wrong? Okay, so here's what I've done here so far. Decimal format. I honestly don't think I even have to call it. Yeah, I don't have to call it decimal format, guys. I can call it whatever I want. That's just what I called it. And df, I don't even think oh, df, it does recognize df. Wait, yeah. What if I put, I'm just doing a little experimenting here, guys. dw. Wait. First off, before I go over any of that, what is wrong with this? Do you see a little where the red lines are? Decimal format has red line, but that's not a big deal right now. There's something else. Oh, look at the end here. We didn't use a semicolon. You see this? Decimal format cannot be resolved to a type. Hold on. What am I doing wrong? Oh, okay. Format.df. Oh, I see what's wrong. Aha. Okay, so to use this, I have to import something, okay? And to do that, I'm going to go to one of my other programs real quick to see where I used it. I used it in cylinder J option, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's where I used it. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Hold on for one moment. We're going to go back. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm going back to our area of a triangle. All right, guys. So it's not recognizing decimal format. So decimal format is something that Java uses, obviously, because it's not seeing it. It's not something that you can just change. df is probably something you can change. But we imported Scanner, right, guys? Well, to do the decimal format, Java wants you to import some other thing. And this is called, not swing, it's not swing. It's import Java space java.text, okay? Swing we're not going to talk about right now because I'm not using it. So basically now Java can see, oh, you're using the java.text imported thing. Yeah. And now it knows, okay, you want me to do that? Okay, I'll do that. And I call it df, but guys, I think I can call it de or whatever. Yeah, the name doesn't matter here, guys. I just call it df for decimal format. I'm pretty sure I can use capital letters too for that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's your own name. Customize it, guys. All right, and new, like, I don't even know. Do I have to use new? Let's see if I have to use new. Yeah, you have to use new. Let's see if it agrees. Yeah, it's undefined, so you have to define it, okay? Decimal format. And then you have the brackets and the quotes, and then the digits things. Why they did it this way, I don't really know, but it seems to make sense to me. It's pretty clear. That means to 4 decimal places. This is the format of numbers that it wants you to go to. I'm not sure if it just cuts it off or if it actually rounds it, but regardless, this will shorten your answer a lot. Now, but I've put this in now, right? But how do I make sure that it comes out in the console as that? Well, what I have to do, see how I have area here? I want area to come out as rounded to 4 decimal places, right? Or cut off at 4 decimal places. So what do I gotta do? I have to write df, because I said, what does I call it up here? I called it df. Dot format. And where's the format? Okay, wait. Let me just write this before I explain. Format. Oh, it wants. Oh, okay, come back here. No. Area. And yeah, I have to close that parentheses again. Okay, let's explain this. Okay, df, boom, it's here, and it's here as well. Format. Well, format obviously has something to do with java.text and decimal format. Makes sense, but apparently you have to use a lowercase f. Yep, Java complains, doesn't like it, won't run. Format, and then in brackets, area. What are we using? Basically it's saying, what are we using df format for? We're using it for area. And then we close that, and then we close our statement. So we can't just do one bracket, guys, because this is the problem. Okay, you've closed area, but what about this whole statement? You're printing out an answer here, and you don't have a close to, you have a close to this little thing, area, for this. But what about the whole statement in general? Parentheses matter, guys, in Java. All right, and this is going to be the last thing I explain in this lesson, and I'm going to run it one more time to explain to you what the result is of doing this, and then we're going to end this introduction. All right. Let's use really complex numbers again. Ready? Okay. Oh, and by the way, guys, I can, just like I did with this one, the answer, I had it 4 decimals, I can do that with my inputs too, but there's no point because I just wanted to say exactly what I entered. You can do the same thing. Wherever you want to use decimal format, you can use anywhere. But yes, so it's done it. It's rounded that answer, or at least cut it off at the 4th decimal place, which is what I wanted for a more simple answer. Okay? Now, okay, guys. Yeah, so this program, I might put it in the description of my video so you guys can fool around. But think about it. Think about all the different things you could input. You could have the area of a square. You could have, I don't know, probably whatever geometric formulas only require 2 inputs. Whatever geometric formulas only require 2 inputs, you can input at whatever formula you want here, right? Whatever formula you want. Alright, guys, so this is the conclusion of my first video. In my next videos, I'll probably be going over you know how we input in the console, but there's also another thing in Java called JOption, which means you have something that pops up and you enter it into that, rather than just putting it into the console, basically in a line format. Okay? So, more is to come, guys, and I'll probably, hope you guys learned a lot in this video, and really, are less intimidated by Java at this point, because I understand that Java is intimidating at first, but when you're patient and you kind of grind away at it and experiment with different code, even though the Java will complain at you like your mother's mad at you. So, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is Cameron, Cybersmith1 signing off.